generations. And now, the power of two restores the one.
We got a bidet! Hey everybody, and welcome to my channel, Dyad in the Rough. Today I'm covering my thoughts on the latest Nintendo Direct. Unfortunately, we won't have any gameplay, but I do want to talk about some of the very exciting things that were announced. Uh, I want to start off with the ones that I had no clue what they were, but they looked really neat. The Romancing Saga 2. I've never heard of this game, and if you've played it before, because I believe they said it was a remake, I I haven't played it before, so I apologize if I sound incorrect when I say this stuff. But it looked like a game where you basically build your empire and you can go after certain regions, and you don't have to go in any specific order, and just basically build your army and your empire until you want to go ahead and take on the big baddie that's around there. The only thing that I'm kind of curious about is it like Pokemon? Was it Scarlet and Violet, I think? Where they said, you really don't have to choose your path with the gyms. You can do whatever you want. But really, that you actually did have a structure if you wanted to, be successful and, continuing on throughout the story. Like if you wanted to train forever, then you could probably do whatever order you wanted. But if you're trying to, gather things as you go, then you had to basically go to according to their plan. So I kind of wonder if that's what it is, or if there's some sort of system in there where the power levels adjust depending on if you go after somebody first, second, or third. I don't know, but I thought that game looked really cool. The next thing that I want to talk about are games that I look forward to that we're most likely going to be purchasing most of these on day one, just because we're so excited. And then at the very end, we'll talk about my most hyped game from the presentation. So, first things first, Luigi's Mansion 2, that comes out very, very soon. I think in a week or so, something like that. Definitely looking forward to that. I have never played Luigi's Mansion 2. I don't think Sarah has ever played Luigi's Mansion 2, so we are very much looking forward to that game. The finale at the end of the direct was Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. So I've actually never completed a Metroid game, and I would even hardly even say I've ever really played a Metroid game. I bought the most recent one for the Switch, but I have not dove into it yet. We're super busy with so many other games that we just really haven't gotten around to it yet, but I will say this Metroid Prime 4 Beyond looked really cool. I know Metroid, like there's different, styles of the Metroid games. There's the 2D side scroller, there's games like this, Metroid Prime, where it's a first person shooter. And so I think that this game looks really cool. Uh, Hopefully I get to play some of the other ones before this, but if anything, I think this looks great. The next game I want to talk about is the new Super Mario Party Jamboree. So we got a good idea of what's going to be in the game, but it sounded like they did not announce every single thing. The one thing that they did announce that I thought was interesting is they said that this is going to be the biggest Mario Party game ever. And so I'm curious to see how much content actually is in the game. They mentioned there's going to be 5 new courses and then 2 courses from the past. So I think one was from Super Mario Party 1 and one of them was from Super Mario Party 2. But I thought some of the new tracks looked really interesting, or new boards, I should say. One of the boards is a mall, so that's super cool. I think the one that grabbed my attention the most is the one that was essentially kind of like a racing map. So I very, very looking forward to getting our hands on that. That's going to be a day one buy for us for sure. One of the games that was talked about briefly, but I'm going to be getting this on PS5, but we saw a little bit more gameplay here on the Nintendo Direct, was Funko Fusion. I love pretty much every single property that was listed for that game, and I think it's going to be very similar to the Lego games. So I'm very much looking forward to Funko Fusion and checking that out in September. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD was announced, so I've never played the original Donkey Kong Country Returns, neither the Wii version or the Nintendo DS version or 3DS. I don't remember which one they said. But what was kind of cool about this is, not only is it going to be brought over to the Switch, updated graphics and stuff like that, but they also mentioned that it's gonna like the basis of it is gonna be the Wii version, but they are gonna add the DS version or exclusive levels into it as well. So I thought that was really cool. So me never playing it before, I think this is gonna be a really cool one to check out. They opened the show with Mario and Luigi Brothership. Again, I have never played one of the Mario and Luigi games, not in this style, anyways. Of course, I've played Super Mario Brothers in the past and other games that feature Mario and Luigi together, but not from the Mario and Luigi series. So I thought this was interesting. It looks like it's going to be another RPG style game. So. Very similar to the Mario RPG that just came out recently, the one that was completely rebuilt. So the only thing that was a little odd was the graphics choice. I know Sarah made a comment thinking that it just didn't quite vibe with us, and so I'm kind of feeling the same thing. I'm not quite sure how I feel about the graphics. Because sometimes that can make or break a game. Like if the gameplay is awesome, but the graphics are absolute trash, that can be hard. I'm not saying these graphics are trash. I'm just saying, there's extreme situations where those two things can affect each other. So very curious to see how it ends up being. Probably gonna see, how the reviews come out for it, and then maybe pick it up later. One game that falls under this category before I get to the game that I am most hyped for was a game that comes from a company that's kind of been under some hate recently, and I feel really bad for them. The game is the Looney Tunes Sports, and this comes from Game Mill, and I believe Game Mill is the one that is responsible for the King Kong game. Yeah, and so they haven't had their fair share of positive light in the media as of late. So I know who Game Mill is. I know that Game Mill makes games that are supposed to be fun for little kids that, they're kind of bare bones, but at the same time, they're fairly easy to accomplish things and feel like you're, playing through a game and having a good time. I get it. King Kong seemed to be on a whole other level of not being so great, but I think this company makes some pretty good games where if you just want to sit back, enjoy yourself, and, you know, feel like you win all the time, this could be a good one. I played in the past, trying to remember what console it was. I played in the past a Space Jam, that's what it was. It was a Space Jam game on the PlayStation 1. And this game had Looney Tunes playing basketball. So I'm curious if they would have made a Space Jam game if they were able to purchase those rights. But something tells me it was much cheaper just to get the Looney Tunes rights and not worry about the Space Jam name. Or maybe they really wanted to do a mix of the sports and not just basketball. So I'm looking forward to this game just because of some nostalgia, and I think it'll be fun. Looney Tunes are great. But my most hyped game from the Nintendo Direct that I am looking forward to the most, Sarah is probably arguably looking forward to this the most too, is the new Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. So this game, it is, Link tried to save Zelda and Link, basically disappeared into this uh purple realm. I don't know what it is, but essentially Zelda has to pick up the slack here and try to save, I think, Link. And so Zelda gets like this cool staff, and the staff can like mimic things that are in the game, and then you can use your wisdom, quote unquote, to create more of those objects. So, like, one of the examples was um, a desk or a bed, and then if you had to climb up a mountain, you could do like a big stack of beds to try to get to the top. And so I thought that was cool. There's also some enemies that you can gather insight on how to create those with your wisdom, and then like create minions, so to speak, for when you're in combat. I just thought it looks so cool. I'm looking forward to it. And also, the first Zelda game that I've ever beaten and actually got a decent of the like I actually got a decent of the way into it, and I completed it, and I was very proud of myself because for whatever reason I'm not good at Zelda games, was Link's Awakening, and it's in the same style as that game. So me having that small connection, I'm looking forward to that game the most, even though I am a huge Donkey Kong fan. I had half wondered if that was going to be my top game. The Mario Party was another one that was way up there for me, but I think this game is the one that took the cake for me from the presentation. If you enjoy this type of video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Drops a like if you like the video, and drops a comment letting us know which game from that presentation did you that you are looking forward to the most. Like I said, I'm looking forward to that Legend of Zelda game, but there are so many titles that they talked about that I thought looked really cool. And then, as always, everybody, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.